You heard the voice?
Yes.
Okay, now you know that's recorded. But just to be safe that I don't forget it. So
Yes.
yeah. So just to start with a few words, not an interview especially, but just to get in contact. So not long ago, but 2 weeks at least, when we met in Dubai.
Yeah.
And for me especially, it was very nice and very remarkable meeting with you.
True.
And it's still in my heart, in my spirit. And I yes, because of, when you don't expect something, then it's more special when it's very deep and a good conversation about topics we love and it's important in our life.
True, very true.
Yeah. So how was your time since then?
Yeah, it was busy, hectic, enjoying good summer in Dubai.
Yeah. All right, that's good. So I just start, and if Katharina have some questions, she will join. And these questions I sent you that are topics or focus, and if there's something other come up in this context, I think it's okay to go on. And of course, we share this interview then, and before it went or will go out. So of course we are safe everywhere to choose what we say. So and it's about peace, Okay, so I'm really curious about to hear from you what's happened inside you, or what was inside you during the meeting with David and the group in Dubai and afterwards. So what's your feeling about it?
Yes, in fact, it was indeed a great pleasure and honor to be invited in the peace dinner, in Waldorf Astoria on that Friday evening. And it was my surprise that I was the only guest. I was expecting as a group or as a more invitees, but so I felt it more very special that being among you and meeting you all. It was a great experience. And of course, meeting Mr. David, it was a great spiritual experience that he does so many good things about nature and people and animal and plants and everything, basically every living thing. And of course we all believe that every living thing matters. It's not only human being matters, or it's not only animal matters. It's every living thing matters. And that's how the God has created this ecosystem, with everything supporting each other. So it was a wonderful experience. And one thing I observed, and I was very pleased to know that and during that meal, after every serving there was a prayer. And of course we do believe that any new item you take in the food, we always say Bismillah Rahman Rahim, which means with the name of God we start this. The meaning of Bismillah is that by the name of Allah Subhanahu wa Almighty God we start this. So it was a wonderful experience, the same as every course which changes, and starts with a prayer and prayer for love, humanity, peace, and it was a wonderful experience.
Thank you. Yeah, and you told it already on the peace dinner that, and we felt the same, or we hear the same, because there are so many aspects we have in common and so many views and things we have in our life. So you said it already. We call it extended humanity or humanism. That includes every living being, and as you said, it's important to save and to protect the dignity of all living beings, and to give the space that not only human beings can live their life in dignity and in a protection and in a protection field, let's say.
True.
Yeah. So yes, what is your idea or your not any idea, because it's more you, it's us, it's inside us. So what is your perspective, let's say, about peace in man? Maybe you can tell about this. What do you think? How can me and all the others, all the other people in the world, can enhance and widen their perspective about peace?
See, the peace is not, it's a universal thing. It is not under custody of few people to maintain peace or to advocate few people to maintain peace. Peace is a responsibility of each and every person. Let's say, if one person does not, believe in peace, that will create a unrest situation. So, it is a universal message, and it is responsibility of each and every person living in this world to believe in peace and practice in peace. So believe in peace and practicing in peace are two different things. Many a time, we have seen leaders talking about peace, but what their actions are, completely against, what they say. So more importantly, it is demonstrating peace. Demonstrating peace is, the peace can be demonstrated with tolerance. See, we live in the world of uncertainty, difference of opinion, difference of choice. So if somebody has a belief of something else, and which is not my view, doesn't mean that he is a wrong person. Okay, his belief is this, and if I feel this as an inclusiveness of every faith, inclusiveness of everybody's opinion, and that will create a peace environment. So tolerance has 80% of the peace, is tolerance. So tolerance is not something that I'm not hearing what I don't like. Tolerance is I'm hearing which I don't like, and I still stay calm. So that is tolerance. So with this belief in demonstrating peace, it will create a better environment. So it's a responsibility of each and every person.
Right, that's a big step and a big issue to be or to live tolerance. Yes, of course. And what else do men and women or people and also animal and other all creatures connect between each other? If we open the space with tolerance, what comes next? What is more than maybe deeper in us, in human being, regarding peace?
True, very true.
Yeah. So to open ourselves and to show that our nature is peace for us, that we learn from David in the light awareness philosophy, because we don't learn it in our religion, in the Christian religion, that peace is a source, a natural source in us, and it starts in us, and out of that we can create a peaceful surrounding and a peaceful business, a peaceful family. So it's really a resource, a powerful resource in human being. So what do you think about that? This picture, or this state of perspective?
Of course, peace has to be first. The peace has to be within. If I'm not in peace within myself, if I am disturbed, I will not be able to spread peace. So the peace first starts with the serenity of within the person, the calmness, and the compassion, and all these values and the virtues surrounding and supporting peace has to be within that person. Tolerance, love, humanity, all these things should be within that person first, and then he can demonstrate with others. if I am not in peace, I can't spread peace. So I can only give what I have. So I cannot give what I don't have. So first, to spread peace, I need to be in peace. And of course, meeting you all, I found that you have a very kind and a soothing aura, where you spread peace, first starting and demonstrating with your outfit, which is always white. And we too, when we go for our religious sermons or any gathering, we are dressed in white. And so this itself gives that we are in peace. See, even the United Nations, the peace flag is white. So that when it's raised, it is a signal that the other person is believing in peace, or he wants peace, or is advocating peace. So this thing starts from within, and then we have to demonstrate it. So that way, by doing this, so see, there are always few leaders and rest followers. There cannot be everybody advocating or have the same understanding. So a group of people who believe in peace always start spreading, and then people will start joining. So it is like a coal which is about to die. It looks like a gray coal, but one side there is a spark, and if you just give a air or a fan to it, the entire that coal will again start burning hot, like bright hot. So that people have that peace within them, but it is in a very small fraction left sometime. So we have to identify that, and then give a air to it, to make that entire heart glowing red, like a glowing coal. Once you give air to it, the coal starts burning and shining red. So the heart, somewhere there is a peace. If you ask the most hatred or a hateful person, within him also there is a spark of peace somewhere hidden. We need to identify that and nurture it, so that that will spread. And slowly, it's like a candle in the dark room. Wherever you move that candle, that the brightness spreads. So once and see, the darkness is not absence of light. Darkness is not absence of light. So the darkness has come, and with this spread of light, or enlightening that brightness within him or in his heart, the transformation will come. So that's where it's my understanding or my opinion about peace and spreading peace.
Yeah, so it's very similar. So because it's a natural source in us, when we focus, it's also natural that it comes out more and more. So because it's my nature, and when I focus my nature, and when I give it a space, and that's important in life, to give yourself space, to see yourself, to love yourself, and to give yourself space, and then we will have a different life, and then we will see and meet people like you, because it's the same when I met you and follow your what you said about peace in the peace dinner. I also felt a person, and I feel it already, with a very positive aura, energy, and I can really feel your peace. And that's also not like hard work, but of course it's it needs a space in a daily life, with prayers, with we call it meditation, and it's so important. And that is also important for us as a peace movement, to not to only talk about peace, to be a practice, to be how to say, an example for peace, to live it first, and then to be let's say you call it a bit different, but to be a magnet, and then to meet people, and to enhance this network of connecting hearts in peace. So this is for us the only way to spread and enhance peace in the world, to be it, to live it, and to open the door for every person and every living being to connect, vice versa, of course.
True. You always get what you look for. If you have peace within you, you will find people who are in peace, or who are in search of peace. So you always get what you look for.
Right. And it's not on the agenda, but I remember now something you said about if you're not angry with any person in your life, then you don't need in the end the forgiveness, because you are forgiveness, because you don't take anything personal or serious inside yourself. You remember what you said about this? Maybe you
Yes.
can tell a bit about that.
In fact, there is one ayat in Quran also that, in for the forgiveness, and our high priest always, he advocates that, it is not enough to forgive someone who has done something wrong for you. You need to oblige him, so go and do something good for him who has done something wrong for you. So that way, that is extended. And that time I remember, David, he immediately uttered, that's an extended humanity. So, that's forgiving is, Mahatma Gandhi has said in his book that forgiveness is an attribute of a strong. So only a strong person can forgive. A weak person cannot forgive. So you need, because so in spite of having all the capacity of I will revenge is a wrong word, but to reciprocate what somebody has done to you, in spite of having all the strength and resources, you forgive him. So if somebody has done wrong with you, so reciprocation is you do something wrong to him. But no, if you are in power, if you have all the strength and resources to reciprocate for what somebody has done something wrong for you, and when you forgive, that's a real forgiveness. So if a weak person has no chance but to take the hatred or whatever curse is getting on him, or whatever hardship is getting on him, because he is not strong enough to retaliate or reciprocate. But forgiveness comes normally when a person who has ability to reciprocate, and he does not, and shows this the compassion and humanity and forgiveness. That is called real forgiveness. And one step beyond that is to oblige him. What somebody has done something wrong for you, you do something good for him. And I think at the time, while discussing, I gave an example of Prophet Muhammad, when he was walking from one street, and one woman used to throw a rubbish on him every day. One day it didn't fall, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he thought, what happened, where is this woman today? She didn't, and he inquired, and he found that she's sick. So he went to her house and asked her that, are you okay? I can help you something, in your sickness. So that kind of, that's a real example of forgiveness. And like that, there are many examples where, the compassion is shown in a way that has been extended humanity. And a very nice word, by you, I heard the extended humanity, which does not is limit to the human beings. It is more extended, of course, with the human beings first, extended with the animals and plants and everything. What do you do?
Yes, because it can't be peace when we only focus human being, because we are a whole organism when we look at the Mother Earth. So yes, and also animals and plants, they have also kind of spirit and soul. They are living beings. So we can't stop there. So, and but we go back to the forgiveness. So I really like that picture you create. And for us, it's we describe it a bit different, but very similar. So it's again a common perspective, a common view. So let's say if you're weak, yes, you can't be in forgiveness, because then we have to make people strong, and the small one big growing. And for us, it's make yourself strong is also to forgive yourself first. That means you're with peace within yourself. And that's sometimes, is my experience, my personal experience, not very easy. Because you say, okay, I did something wrong in my life, and I follow a wrong path, something. So you have to be in forgiveness with you first, and that gives you a strength to do it also with other people. So first we start again with ourselves, then we follow or we go to the next person, and
Very
then
true.
and then of course this is really not easy. Then to go the further step, as you told, to do something good for that person who throw rubbish on myself, or you send me hatred and everything. So that is really a big step, and therefore you really need to be a strong person. And when you are able to stay in forgiveness, that's the third step for us. Then you grow and grow and grow, and then you have more space in your spirit and your heart, and you really can share your love
True.
and power. And to
Some people always they are living in a sense of guilt that they have done something wrong or what is the, and they have that that sense of guilt doesn't go from them. But it's like when you go when you're going in a place driving a car, you put that location on the GPS, and that it will guide us to go. Now it will guide us the nearest route to go there. So it will guide us the nearest route. Now, accidentally, if we miss a turn, so it doesn't take us home back. It will say, okay, from this, the new route is this. It will reroute and show you to the destination. So the GPS is one of the classic example of not giving up. It's not that we miss one turn and we go back home. We don't say, okay, I missed this turn. I made a mistake. I'll turn back and go home. We don't do this. Okay, missed a turn. From that, it will reroute, and it will take you to that new place where to your destination from a different route. Sometime may it be little longer, because of course any guilt needs a repentation, or a true repentation is demonstrating it not to do it again. And second is to spread the positive things.
Yeah, for me, I think it's the same for you. It's also important. It comes up in this dialogue, empathy, to be in a connection, and to feel the other person in their being guilty or pain or whatever. It's because when I receive hatred from a person, this is my experience, there's much more hatred in the person itself. So that of course we have to heal them. Or to
as I told you earlier, you can only give what you have.
Yeah.
So if they have love, they will give love. They are in peace, they will spread peace. They are they are it's like it's more important of being human rather than human being.
Yeah. All right. So now we can, but in a difficult, maybe it's a difficult question, but for some it is, for some not. So the aspect of religion, because nowadays there are lots of war and fights because of religion. How we can, in your mind or opinion, how we can receive worldwide peace even when there are religion and people who fight against each other?
See, the current disturbance in the world, and to my personal opinion and understanding, is not based on religion at all. It is based on politics, and it is based on the personal gain and faith of that person or that country or that that leader which is creating this. No religion in the world teaches hatred. No religion in the world has any peanuts which are against humanity. So all the religion in the world are teaching compassion, peace, love, affection, empathy, all these things. If you see 10 common things of all the religion, you will find all of them having the same values, interpreted in a different way. So the current disturbance is not at all related to religion at all. It is related to politics. It is related to the vested interest of a nation or the leader, and that is why they are just cloning it and giving a name of a religion which cannot be. A same person with this beard, and if I wear a turban, I will become a Sikh. If I put an orange ear, remove the cap, I will look like a Hindu. So and if I wear a long gown and a belt in my waist, I will look like a priest. So it's all the same person. As if you remember, in that day I told you humanity is the skin and religion is a dress. I can wear any dress I want, but the humanity, I cannot change my skin. So this are the fundamentals. And if you go deep dive into the world instability or the disturbance or whatever, chaotic situation happening, if you go to the root cause, it is never a religion. It is always based on the fundamentalism of a leader or a state or the political system which they want to acquire power. And the best way, it's like putting a finger on the weak nerve, and it will start make the person jump. So they are using the name of religion, otherwise it has nothing to do with the religion.
All right.
This is personal opinion.
Yeah. It's interesting how you describe it, because it's interest driven politics that made this world like we have it nowadays, and the religion. And the interesting thing is that you told it already. We have all the religion, the main religion, the Islam, Christianity, Judaism. They all have the same origin. Yeah. So, and then we ask each other, okay, or I ask myself, how comes that we are so divided sometimes? And the next step is you open the picture of humanity. And for us, it's also very important, or the right way, let's say, to focus on the originality of yourself, of your human being, of religion, of being together. And this leads us again, and also to the main core or main values. For us are 11 eternal values, but we have main 5 of them. It's unity, the highest value, and then love, peace, truth, and freedom. And this is for us, yes, so what we should focus on, the origin and these core values. It's the same as that you told. And that is for us also the way that leads us to unity and peace. Yeah. And that's really, so for me, it was really this picture that I have inside myself all my life, but now it can grow because I have more information, more pictures, more people I can share with, and I more and more I see that it's true. And this is the best way, because it's not out of my mind. And it's even when we have mindfulness and mindset and everything, because you're also a coach, I know, this is way beyond. And this is very something that really touches me, because it's not man-made. And then it has to be true for everyone, or it has to be a kind of truth that we can also that we all can follow.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. And that's really yes, something that's for me is that yes, that's it. And when we are able to spread this and to connect, then we can receive something for better. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. But one question left is the importance of water. Because you focus very much on this issue, or this item, this element, and you also had a picture that you told us, a picture of India related to water. Maybe you can tell us a bit about the importance of water in this context of peace or being together on this earth.
Of course, the water is the most important element of nature. If you put all the elements of nature in chronological order, water comes on the top. In all the holy books, it is mentioned about water. In Quran, it is mentioned that all the life has been created through water. And even in our body, we are 70% plus water. So the most important, most element what we carry in the human being is also water. So, water is such an important thing. There is a life without air. Fishes live in water. There's a life without earth. Fishes live in water again. There's a life without sunlight. because the species 10 kilometers beneath the surface of the sea, they are blind, the sunlight doesn't reach there, but they still survive because of water, and they have life within them because of water. So water is an extremely important element of nature. And even now when we are exploring the space, and the Mars is the most hot topic, of migrating from the Earth. The only thing they are looking out for there is water. If there is a water, then anything else, everything else can be managed. So this is, the importance of water has been very well established. Now, in the God has been very graceful. Water is not a resource problem. Water is a management problem. And so if we are not being able to manage water properly, that is the reason where we have an instability of water situations. Of course, there are areas which are arid. Let's say, if you say Arabia, predominantly we think in our mind as an arid region. But if you see the well of Zamzam, that can feed the entire Arabia, or rather, the major part of the world, that much water resource it has. So God has never given anything, not created any area where there is no support system. So whatever he has created, there is a support system beneath that. And that, we need to discover. Discover is what? It is already there. We just discover it. So the word itself, discover, says that just uncover it. It's already there. So when you look at, the history of the Prophet Abraham, and when he was searching water, and, that he just pressed his foot and the well of Zamzam emerged out of it. And it's in the history, it says that his wife Sarah was looking out for water, from one peak to another peak, which are two peaks which are called Safa and Marwa in Mecca, and then, the well of Zamzam was gifted. So it was this kind of things. Support systems are always there, and water being the major support system of the life, it is important for humanity to sustain. Now we are exploiting water in a very nasty way, like using beyond our requirement or beyond our consumption. So we are rather not using it, this resource, we are abusing it. Anything using is good, anything abuse is not good, or it's going to boomerang later on. So the resources are meant for the entire humanity to last till the last person on this earth. But when we abuse it, earlier we used to take bath with one bucket full of water was good enough. Now in shower we use more than 100-200 liters of water, and this is how the criminal waste of water is going on. Many a time we see the running taps or water flowing. So these kind of water conservation needs to be done. Now creating an awareness on water conservation is very important. That see, there is X amount of water which is good enough for a person to sustain. Anything beyond that is a waste of water. So it's not that you don't take bath, you don't drink water, you don't use water in cooking. It's not that. Even after doing all this, you can that is a measurement of how much what water can be used in all your requirements. Now using anything beyond that needs to be curtailed, needs to be used wisely, needs to be a measurement has to be there, because see, the world population is around 7 billion plus, and it's growing, and so still the resources are good enough if you use it. Anything which is abused is there is no measurement to it. Mahatma Gandhi has said in his one of his book that God feed my need, not my greed. My greed is endless. So if you focus on need, it is enough. But if you go on a greed, then there is no measurement to it. So the scarcity of water, by what we have been talking, is a result of an abuse. So if we stop abusing, the ecosystem will start correcting itself. You see many of the places where there is a water scarcity or a water situation. If you go deep dive into it, there is a issue of abuse over there, and if we correct it, there can be a reversal to that in a shorter time, or in a given period, and it will come back to the normal in some time. So water is an extremely important element. However, it is not been used properly, and that's all. If you see all the problems in the earth, they are never created by animals. They are created by humans. So, one person last year said that, if you minus human on earth, it's always there is a peace. So, humans are the first responsible for creating unrest and unpeace in the earth, because God has given them intelligence. So, with this intelligence, again, you can create something good, or, you can create a saint, and you can create a devil also. So, that intelligence needs to be curtailed and, used in a right direction. Yeah. And again, I'll quote Mahatma Gandhi, in his book, he has written that, your speed is irrelevant if your direction is wrong. Mm. So first, the direction. And today morning, I was viewing one interview of Elon Musk, and he said that one of the dangerous thing we are progressing towards is artificial intelligence. That is going to cause more damage to the world than any other thing, even the nuclear weapons. That artificial intelligence, because this artificial intelligence will become so intelligent one time that it will make you redundant. A human species is redundant. So that everything needs to have a framework. See, if the law and order has to be there in anything what we do. If our mind is considered as a king in our body, and this mind, if it does not control our organs, it's called Parkinson. You move your hands without your, or your body without your will. So everything needs to be under the frame of law, and that law and needs to be in such a way that it doesn't obstruct it. It does not create as a very tight environment. Also, it does not create as a loose ends where someone is free to do anything and everything wrong.
Yeah. So yes, so there are so many aspects I would like to interact with you, because there are so interesting items now, or topics. So I think we focus on man. So to enhance not only the intelligence, to enhance the spirit and to the consciousness also. Because consciousness for us, it has to, it is related with the heart and with the soul, and spirit is spirit. So we have, of course, we have to be aware, we have to enhance our consciousness, our spirit, because then we really can use our intelligence for the good of all. And then the artificial intelligence, it is okay to have it. Why not? But it's not the way to let it grow over us, and that science fiction films show it already. How it will be with the world with the robots and everything. But therefore, it's more important to educate the people and to tell them really what's the real resource in them. The intelligence, of course, that's and the mind, the thoughts. But then there's much more beyond. And it's much more in a natural order, let's say, when you're connected with the higher spirit, and when you're very deep in yourself with the deepest depths of your soul, and then you're connected with everyone, and then you have more this potential and this awareness, let's say, of a common intelligence that is much more than an artificial intelligence. Because it's the awareness of everyone, and not only human being, the awareness, or let's say consciousness of the beings there find in the universe. So that is also something very interesting to follow, to enhance the awareness. But of course we start on the earth, in our world, and to come back to the water. This is a gift from Mother Earth. Also the oil, where the Dubai and the UAE and all the Arabic countries are very getting very rich in the past, and will be in the future. So to really to not abuse, of course, to give a payback also to Mother Earth for this, for the gifts, and to let it not to, how to say, that water is not a good of companies or from the Nona or whatever, to put it in a private sector. It's a common good from everyone, and it's our responsibility to share and to bring it to every person who needs water, and to save, of course. So all these aspects we told now, or we are in a conversation about. It's so important. It starts always with us, and it starts with, or it has to enhance awareness and spirit and consciousness. Without that, we are not able to save the water, the earth, and we're not able to migrate to Mars. So yes. So
agree what you say, because see, when we talk about all these things, human intelligence and artificial intelligence, one thing is that if we correct the fundaments, then the end results are going to show better. See, root cause corrections are required. Like we need to use things and love people. Right now, what has been done is they use people and love things. So this fundaments has to be, and see, any learning, even the artificial intelligence, the basics or even the fundamentals of artificial intelligence are built from the human intelligence. And there are, to my understanding, there are only two sources of learning. One is the human body, and second is the universe. So all what has been the artificial intelligence is learning is from the human intelligence and the universe, and creating an autonomous something which is not a descendant of any human beings or any living beings. It is created in the factory, so they are not descendants of this thing. So that in that way also, if we need to think that what, instead of using more of artificial intelligence, we need to sharpen our human intelligence, and that sharpening human intelligence will improve your consciousness, will improve your your peace within us, and see, and create a noble soul. You see, if we meet a good, very good person or a saintly person, we always say he's a noble soul. We don't say he's a noble being. We say he's a noble soul. So if the soul is noble, the being is going to be noble. So the more correction required is on the soul, and of course, when we pray, we offer prayers, we do good things with our interaction with every person in the society, with each other, within the family, within the friends, within the society we deal with, that every good deeds we do keep improving our the quality of our soul. And that the quality of the soul is more, because what goes to the rise to the heaven or goes up is the soul. The body remains here. It takes very long time to go up, but what goes up is the soul. So the soul needs to be pure to go higher. Like if a strong person can throw a stone a further distance than a weak person. So how strong your body or how strong your soul is, it can rise to elevate to that level. This is again my understanding. See, I'm not a religious person, or this is my personal perspective I'm giving out of my own common sense.
Yeah. Yes, of course, there is an eternal part in ourselves, and the body will distinguish someday. So, but there will remain spirit and soul unit. So yes, and there is the most power inside. And but when we are in our body, that's inside us. So, and when we start recognizing that our intelligence and our spirit is able to communicate like all the technique we already build up, and we will with artificial intelligence. So we are all able to do that without technique. So we are able to communicate via our spirit and our connection. It's yeah, that the picture is the same maybe when you use a picture of the World Wide Web. So it's connected everywhere with deep under the sea with cables, etc. But when we go further, when we enhance our awareness and consciousness, and we ennoble ourselves back to the noble soul and the noble spirit, then we are able to communicate together without a computer, without what web. That's for me a very big insight when I start recognizing that in myself. That wow, how powerful am I that I am able to do so. But when we start putting the intelligence in a computer or in something else, and I don't enhance myself with those kind of communication, so I will lose, and the human race will lose, of course. So this is a very important issue.
I agree. See, right now what is happening is that artificial is becoming more intelligent and humans are becoming dumb. So, it has to be on the, means it has to be, on the contrary, the human's intelligence needs to be sharpened rather than artificial intelligence. And see, I have done one research on this. If you allow me, I'll share with you. This is not pertaining to, one religion or one thing, but, it is a study which I have done and found that, see, the pious person, or the religious leader have their own followers, and they are all connected through him. So it's like, what happens, as you told that, as we spiritually, if we enhance our soul or improve the quality of the input in our soul, the quality, our aura will start spreading, or it will become bigger. Maybe my aura can be only 2 inch or 3 inch or even 0. But, if you meet a religious person, their aura is limitless. That's why, it's so I've done one research, and I in a metaphor, to understand a common person, how this thing works, I've given an example of a cell phone. See, there are so many providers in the world, SIM providers. Like maybe in Germany, maybe Vodafone, or how many are there? Maybe more than one.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
More than one. Even in India, more than one. In Dubai, more than one. So, let's say I have taken a SIM of Etisalat. So I put the Etisalat SIM in my phone. So now I am connected to Etisalat. Like, whatever religion or whatever priest or whatever, religious head I am following, that SIM I put into my myself. So now I am connected to Etisalat. And now what will happen is, Etisalat signal will start showing in my phone. Now Etisalat is throwing signals properly everywhere. So I need to be in a better place to get the full signal. You get 1, 2, 3 bars where we see the signals are full. If we go into a basement or somewhere, the signals start declining. So, what happens is that once we take the SIM of Etisalat, we are connected to him. Now, there is one message which is called a broadcast message, which goes to every phone or advertisement or something. But there is one message which goes on every phone, but it is different. That is a monthly bill. So I will get a monthly bill message. You will also get a monthly bill message, but my amount is different. Your amount is different. Because whatever you have used, you will get your amount. Even though it is the same broadcast, but it is customized, that broadcast, according to the usage. So, I will get a message of what I have done, I have used. So that will be, connectivity, my connectivity to my cell phone connectivity to the Etisalat or to the service provider, and he will send me a message as, my customized message. So that is, you and I will get the same message, but it will be a different bill amount. So that means it is a customized message. So once we are aligned with them, we start getting their aura starts affecting us. So, let's say you pray in the church, and Jesus helps you, so you that how well you are connected with him. Now how well connectivity is not dependent on the SIM always. It is dependent on the instrument as well. So instrument is my body. So now I, like an instrument, if I use any non-specific this thing IMPA phone, then even though the phone battery is fully charged, it will not give full signal. You will start saying hello, hello, and nobody can hear you, or call will start dropping. So the quality of the instrument is very important, apart from the SIM and the provider. So the provider is doing his best. He's spreading the signals, but the instrument, so now instrument is a human body, as I told. Now that instrument a phone needs to be charged every day. So we pray every day. So our prayers, our consciousness, our meditation, and our our thoughtfulness and seeking peace, will help charge our phone, will charge our body. If I'm using an Apple phone or the best of the Samsung or any other best phone in the world, if it is not charged, it will not use. If the battery is dead of even iPhone, you cannot get signal. So that even though your body is best, but it needs to be meditated every day to keep charging your phone. Now, once my phone is best, as my body is best, I do meditation and prayer and everything. So my phone is also charged. The signals are also very strong, and my SIM is also very good, inserted properly, and the signals are very strong. But I go into a basement, my signal will stop. So if I go into any place which are not good, maybe I go into a wrong place where wrong things are being done. So that signals are stopped. So that point of time, I am cut off from that signal. And if I am cut off from that signal, at that point of time, anything happens to me, I am on my own. That something happens, and if I want to call emergency, I can't call. So if I want to call someone, I cannot call. Again, when I come out on the floor or come out in the open, signal will start coming. So if we go into a place where wrong things are done, or things against humanity, things against the principles of the nature, that time the signals are cut. So you need always to be in the place where positive things are done, positive people are there. So this signal bars are always full. So this is a metaphor. I always explain people that you need to meditate every day as you charge your phone. You need to keep your body as best, as you use the best phone, in this, and the provider. All these things in combine creates an entire ecosystem of the telecommunication. Now, telecommunication, when you say wireless phones, as we use every day, mobile phones are every palm has a phone now. So this is a very old technology. It is not now. In the earlier days, you think of someone and someone calls you. It's a telepathy. So that telepathy has been copied with artificial intelligence and created a mobile phones. But we don't understand the basics of it, from where it emerged. It has emerged from the human beings, and humans were the fastest a human can reach anywhere is in the thought. Even though you are sitting in Germany, I am sitting in Dubai, and right now we are on the Zoom talking to each other, in front of each other. So if spiritually we both are connected right now. So it's as good as being there. So in a thought is the fastest travel instrument, where anyone can take, even faster than the light. So this has been copied from the human being, and if we improve that, what has happened is we have forgotten our basics and looking at the artificial intelligence to be more intelligent and reliable. But all this artificial intelligence has come from our this thing, from the human beings and the universe. This is my own my research. I thought let me share with you.
That's right. Yeah, but that people who create this, they they should be aware that this power is also in them, in themselves. So sometimes, because sometimes I don't think that they are aware of it, because if they were so, or if they're aware of it, the world would be different. But of course, with people like you, and of course we improve ourselves also every day, and with a connection to the universal provider, we are also be able to go in the basement, even in the cellar, and the bars are full. So because if you are aware of the universal provider, then you can go everywhere to bring the light and the peace, because you're recognize that you're not out of it. You're always connected, and you always have this universal provider within yourself. And but of course, this is a training every day, and yes, you have to be aware every day. And so for me, David is that kind of let's say person, because it's, of course, he's a human being in a human body, but sometimes I watch him and observe him, said he's not a human. Because for me, he's limitless, he's endless, he is meditation, he is the universal provider, and that's very inspiring to be with him and to learn from him, as we learn from each other now.
We're very lucky.
Yes, to have someone who guides me in my own power, in my own being great, and my own being a provider for some people who like to share and to connect and to learn from myself. So yes, it's a nice picture. Yeah. All right. So for me, we have already 1 hour, so time is flying. Yes. I don't know if you maybe have questions for us or towards us. I would like to open the space for it, of course.
No question as such, but it's wonderful that what you're doing is a great deed. Spreading peace, humanity, love, empathy. And that's the essence which is currently required to be enhanced. It is there, but it needs to be enhanced and further grown, rather. And this, of course, I'm a very poor substitute to a good orator, but and my knowledge is very shallow when you talk on religion. But this all what I discussed is within my own capacity and my own opinions. So, but what I surely agree with what you are doing is a wonderful deed. Helping humanity elevate the level one step ahead of what they are now. And this is the common principles where I feel everyone needs to be adhered to and enrich it.
Thank you for that. Of course, and we see it also in your work and your person. So that leads me to a question, or just to put something on the table between us, maybe an idea that comes up, of course, in myself in the last 2 weeks. So what if we put together our ideas, our power, and to let emerge something in a common idea with a topic, I don't know, leadership in with peace, or peace in leadership. So because I know leadership is a topic of you, because we have a connection, we have very similar or very close focus what we do, and why not to put it together and to create maybe a common project. So I don't have a special idea, maybe a topic or something, but just to open the door for this idea, and to take our time to, if there's a will and a vision for it in you, in us, then
I'm always open for any good things, and a good initiative. And this would be a wonderful initiative, because see, there is, as you see, there is a deficit of good leadership in the world. And when you talk about leader, it's not only the one who is leading, but the person who is leading, what value does he carry? So that thing, there's a great deficit. So and leadership and peace, of course, can be worked out, and we can create something which can be passed on a common platform, where everyone can understand, not trying to impose our own thing. But see, there's a difference between a wise man and a king. The king gives instruction, and the wise man gives direction. So, we are not in capacity of or giving instructions to anyone, and instructions are always not welcome by people. So, directions. So direction, okay, this is the right way, try it. Maybe you will find, you will shorten your journey, or it will ease your journey. So, then a person has its own intelligence to, evaluate and rationalize it. So as I always say, that a wise man gives direction and the king gives instruction. So, we can create something out of this, and where, a leadership of a direction, or leadership where spreading peace, humanity, and empathy, and that's where, we can create a good. And I'm always a believer that in leadership, followers, normally a person who is walking alone is not considered as a leader. So somebody following him is considered as a leader. But a good leader does not create followers, he creates leaders. So, when you create something on leadership, and you propagate or advocate rather, on the values, and create people not as followers, but create leaders, and that will be a better message than creating followers. That's my own perspective.
Yes, that's it, of course. And for me, leadership is also to create space where people can come, and where the wisdom can evolve. Absolutely. So, and through education, through impulses. So that is for me also more to create a space. And to create a space is out of connection with myself, out of connection to each other. And then we can invite people to come and to join, and to enhance it more and more. So yes, to invite people in that space. If they want, they can come, and they can join. And leadership starts in myself. I don't have to lead a company or something else. So leadership starts inside myself, in my life, create a good life, create a happy day every day. So this has so many dimensions, leadership. And this is one of my core topics in my life. So that accompany me myself in my last 2 decades in very different perspectives. And it's very interesting topic on so many dimensions. So yes.
Yeah. As you rightly said, that leadership within your own self, and that is a very important thing. You touched. And let me give you an example of this. So if I am not a leader of my own self, in the sense, let's see, a person during a day, he gets 60 to 70,000 thoughts, ideas. So that, let's say that 60, 70,000 are these followers. And this, if I don't tame them properly as a leader, then I may end up, following a bad idea and lose a good idea. So, as a leader, first, leadership within is, taming your own self. It's like, in Arabic, it is said, tame your Amara bisu. So, there is a devil within you. So if you tame your devil within you, you become a good person. So every person has a good and a bad, thoughts coming in every day. But more things you start doing good, the bad thoughts keep declining. And one day you become so pure that, you are left with nothing but all good and positive thoughts and good and positive things. These are the few people, that, and as you mentioned, maybe, a example of maybe David, that he has maybe attained to that level, or, the other few religious leaders in the world, what we see them, that, they always demonstrate, and they're full of positivity. There is nothing, even not even close to anything negative are near to them or within them. So, slowly each person, by doing more positive, reducing negativity within him, will, have a more stock of positivity within him. And one day when he becomes, full positive, he becomes like one of the leaders, who is following him, See, the leader's idea is not to create followers. He wants, let's say, David, has as a class of followers, or every religious leaders, we have we have our own religious leader, we follow him, and his endeavor is to make people like him, means like him in the sense, as pure as he is. So that leadership within is a wonderful topic and wonderful thing, which one needs to be doing, I feel so.
Yeah, right. So I would like now to because I forgot it in the beginning, of course, with all the warm regards from David to you. He told me to hand it over, of course, and of course from the group you met.
And please tell him that I use his gift every day. He has given me that tasbih, and I was fortunate to get it from your hand, the gift from Mr. David, and I use this every day, in my prayers, because after every prayers we use this 100 tasbih. So in that I use it every day.
Yeah, it's so glad. Of course, I will tell him, and he will be glad that our presence
5 times every day at that.
Yes, wow, that's really powerful. So that's a strong connection. Thank you for that. And of course, I would like to invite Katarina in this conversation now, because I would like to get in connection with her because her focus is also communication. And if we come together with a common project, so Katarina can also put her insights and her wisdom and her knowledge also inside, and maybe we can see who else would like to join. And Katarina, you still have your microphone off.
Each one of you is an institution, I feel.
Yes. So, Katarina, maybe you would like, after a long time of silence.
All questions I wanted to ask you, Mechthild has already asked you before. So for now, I haven't any questions.
Yeah. But for this idea of a common project about maybe leadership, peace, it has to do with communication. So, and as far as I know, Katarina, you told me that you would like to do more about the topic of communication, how we can realize peace in the world through a peaceful communication. So, yes, maybe you would like to share some ideas of that. Or if you like to join, but we told already, or we talked already in beforehand this interview, that you said, of course, I'm in. I'm very interested to be part of this idea. Yes, but yes, maybe you can just add some words that we hear your voice, because you didn't hear it. Of course, we had an interview with two persons, but for me, it's important to have also your words and your energy inside this meeting.
Yes, I would like to contribute to communication between us, and I'm looking forward to meet you again and to see you again.
My honor.
Yeah. Yeah. So of course there's the idea to go back to Dubai, maybe also in this year. We have a connection, or the idea to maybe have a connection, or to go to the expo starting in October. So there are several ideas to go back to Dubai and to see where we can have lose my words, a keynote about peace. And of course, when we have the dates for traveling, of course, we will let you know, because now we don't have, because we just arrived. But maybe we can share a one-pager of some ideas how we would proceed with this contact and with this sharing. Just to send by email, or this idea is vice versa, to share and then to say, okay, we do this, or maybe we write a book. Because I searched in the internet, so Mustafa, if you write a book, I can't find a book of you
maybe it's on the Arabic market or Indian market, and my Google didn't find it.
This is my aspiration, you know, to write a book. 3-4 times I thought of, but it was very unfortunate that, you know, still that, you know, my name is in the prefix before my name is not added as an author, because I have not written any book so far. But of course, I have enough material where I can compile it and make something. But unfortunately, you know, it has not turned out to be a book.
Okay, but we see what we do out of our connection, out of our ideas. But of course, the world has to read your ideas, and I would like to yes, to impulse you to do so. So
That's my one dream, you know, which I feel that it will come true one day.
That's nice, because really we have to spread this, and reading books is one main way to do so. And writing and then reading, or the people can read this. Yeah.
Once you publish a book, you know, then you are called as an author, and author is an abbreviation of authority. You know, it's so you are an authority on this subject. It is labeled after you know, you publish a book.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. All right. So last thing is to say thank you very much. It was again an honor and a pleasure to talk to you, to meet you.
My very warm regards to, you know, Mr. David and your entire team, and many thanks, you know, Catherine as well, you know, joining this meeting, and all your teammates, you know.
Yeah.
And any other work for Dubai, please feel free to call us anytime.
Yeah, thank you very much, and we will send you our ideas about a common project. So let's talk about this, and it would be very nice to develop a peace project together.
Thank you.
So I stop the.
Yes.